Nelson Bernal has converted part of his house into a private car wash business. Next door, his neighbor has turned his home into a hamburger joint. All of this would have been unimaginable in Cuba before Raul Castro came to power.
10 years ago, it wasn't possible to be self-employed and run a business like this. We're really happy to have this opportunity and are taking the maximum advantage of it.
Cuba's charismatic former leader, Fidel Castro, ruled the island for almost 50 years. In 2006, Fidel became ill and handed power to his younger brother, Raul. And it wasn't long before he showed he had ideas of his own. In July 2007, shortly after I arrived in Cuba, I came here to the central city of Camagüey to hear Raul Castro give his first major speech, indicating that change was on the way. Thousands of Cubans packed into Camagüey's Revolution Square, where Castro surprised the nation with his criticism of some of the country's economic shortcomings, especially in food production.
It's imperative that we produce more on the land. It's there. And to reach our objectives, we must introduce the structural and conceptual changes that are necessary.
One of his first major initiatives was leasing underused state-owned land to private farmers like Jorge Robles. I first met Robles in 2009, clearing his newly acquired land of an impenetrable shrub called marabou before starting to raise cattle. Today, his farm near Camagüey is a mix of cattle and several thousand fruit trees. He's one of around 150,000 private farmers who've leased more than 1.5 million hectares of agricultural land from the state.
Eso es bueno, para que haya producción.
It's good. It lets people produce. The larger the production, the better for the country and for everybody.
Raul Castro also started lifting a number of restrictions which had long angered many Cubans. They can now buy and sell their homes and travel abroad without needing permission in advance. Internet access is starting to ease, with most towns now offering Wi-Fi hotspots. Raul Castro's other major breakthrough was restoring diplomatic relations with the United States and inviting President Barack Obama for his historic visit to Cuba.
I think that Raul Castro's main legacy, one of the main legacies, has been to make reforms a legitimate policy, to make Cubans used to the idea that socialism is not a system that is intact, that is the same.
But there are still plenty of challenges. The economy is struggling, the market reforms have stalled, and détente with the United States has gone backwards under President Donald Trump. The man seen here beside Castro, Miguel Díaz-Canel, is expected to become Cuba's next president and take over the reform process. Raul Castro, though, could still exert influence as he continues as head of the Communist Party.